some of the noodles I swallowed went the wrong way, and I choked a little bit. And now my voice is a bit like croaky. Are you recording this?
Yes, of
Why?
Welcome to the Izzi and Nils Show. Today, why a richer search appearance matters.
Matters.
You know that you were speaking inside the last bit
No.
of the music, so I have to leave your your contribution in there. That's fine.
I forget how this recording stuff works, even though we're on our 5th episode now.
Yes, we
I'm
are.
still not.
It's like our anniversary.
Yes.
For 5 weeks.
Need a party. Should I say hello?
Yes.
Okay.
We're pros now. You can say whatever you want.
Oh. Hello, douchebags. No. No, we respect and love our listeners.
Not really. I don't even know who our listeners are because they don't tell us.
That's true.
Except 1 or 2.
The people who share it on Facebook and give us nice feedback on Twitter, we love those people. And we would love to know more of our fans. So make yourselves known. And maybe you get a t-shirt.
Do we have t-shirts?
No, we should.
Okay, what will be on there?
Let me penalize you.
Okay, I'd wear that.
Me too. My croaky voice from swallowing noodles too fast. I was really rushing. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Izzi and Nils Show. Today, we're talking about why a richer search appearance matters and how you can identify problems with your click-through rate, how to address those with building things like rich results, and also how you can start with your snippet optimization.
If I may ask a question,
Yes.
What the hell is a search appearance? What do you mean? Why am I here?
Why are you here?
I don't know.
Okay, so when we refer to search appearance in SEO, it's about how our landing pages or our results are displayed in search. And it doesn't have to just refer to those organic blue links and how they're shown, but also how your brand is represented in search engines and maybe your local results, how they are visually shown. It can also refer to voice search responses. And it's a very important topic because you should be paying attention to how your content is displayed on the SERPs or search engine result page, and not just pay attention to those moving up and down ranking numbers, but also visually how the content is represented and displayed.
How would I check this? Just Google myself and then see what happens?
Yes, that's definitely one way of doing it. Manually, so checking the actual result pages. If you're checking your results in a different country than the one you're searching from, you have to use tools like IP changes because it will always depend on where you're searching from, what is being displayed.
Okay, so it's not only the results that I see, but also how they look like if I search from different places on the Earth.
Yes.
Or Mars.
Yes, exactly. So let's take UK and USA, for example. They're both displayed in English. In America, generally, there are more experiments going on with the SERPs from Google. They are testing different displays and different search features. So if you're looking in America, you generally get a more richer view on the SERPs.
Is it just more information or is it sometimes even different? So for example, US has something that UK has not, or can it also be they have both totally different appearances?
They can have totally different appearances, and you will usually obviously see different rankings because there are UK websites and US websites. So using something called a hreflang, in which you specify which language version to show the search engine, that will impact the rankings. So in the UK, I want my .co.uk domain ranking, and in the US, I want my .com domain ranking. But outside of those actual positions, there will be sometimes different visualizations of those snippets and those results.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Should I already asked the first question? Oh no, you still have the different types of
Oh,
SERP
yeah.
features.
SERP. I never heard anyone say SERP. In German, would you say ZERP?
Zerp.
ZERP.
Nein, ich glaube, wir sagen. Sorry. Oh my God, I was speaking German. Oh my God. I think we also say, let me try. Du wirst nicht in den SERPs gefunden. We say SERPs, which sounds very retarded. Just like the German language sometimes does.
I like how sometimes Germans say SEO for SEO.
SEO?
SEO.
Who says that?
Some Germans.
Oh.
Did you not hear that?
No.
SEO.
I only know SEO.
That's what I meant. SEO.
Oh, yeah, everyone says that.
All the cool kids. And there are so many different search features out there, especially in organic. So the most normal search feature is just the standard snippet. And this is referring to like the blue link and the description below it. You know this one, right?
Yes, I've seen it before.
And it shouldn't be confused with a meta description, because the meta description is what you specify to the search engine to display. So sometimes Google takes their own description to be displayed in the snippet if they think that the one you provided was not very good, or if they found something better. And then there are rich snippets, which are now generally classed as rich results, and they display enhanced data in the search snippet. And it has a more eye-catching interface. And you'll probably recognize these for certain pages and sites like recipes, there are articles, rich snippets, reviews, products, events, courses. Datasets is a newer one. There's even one for podcasts, which we should create.
If we have a website.
Coming soon, maybe.
It will.
And the newest of them all, I think, is the Q&A rich result, which shows the most popular answer on a forum site in the SERPs. So it says this was rated the highest answer, and then it shows that in the actual search snippet too.
Like on Stack Overflow.
Exactly.
So it's the one you can copy and paste.
Yes.
Isn't that bad for all of these sites? So if you have all this information there before people click on the site, so people don't get the visitors, but then they get the answer. So, I mean, you have a website where you have a lot of these snippets in there where people get immediate answers. And isn't that bad?
So what you're referring to are the featured snippets, which I was going to mention next, but thank you. That's a good transition.
Welcome.
So featured snippets are these prominent results right at the top of the SERP, which are displayed sometimes for like question type queries. And yes, they try to provide an exact answer to someone. So they're giving more text pulled from a landing page. And yes, they can be quite harmful to your incoming traffic, because if you're providing this answer, you've satisfied the user's intent, the searcher's intent, and there is then no need for them to go onto your site and read more. This is why you have to focus on only targeting the types of queries with these search features that require additional explanation and maybe have some kind of transactional intent as well. Because if I was, say, for example, targeting the keyword, what is a car, and I run this feature snippet, I might not see any incoming traffic from this because I've already satisfied them. Whereas if I'm targeting the query, how can I hire a car? There is a chance that they want to learn more and hopefully also to book something and make a conversion. So you see, you have to sort of differentiate the types of queries that you target with for feature snippets and also those certain rich snippets too.
Is there a way to find out what featured snippets you have? So can you, for example, go to Google Search Console or something and see all of them?
Unfortunately, in Google Search Console, you can't see that. You can see, however, the rich results that you're getting, but there are a number of cool SEO tools out there that let you do this.
Like what? We can mention them.
Okay. There is Search Metrics, SEMrush, Ahrefs, AWR Cloud, Stat, Moz, Rank Ranger, and those are the ones off the top of my head.
We will put some links in the descriptions to companies that
give us money.
Yes, to companies that share this episode.
Yes. But so going back to the rich result side of things, the Q&A rich result doesn't give you like the full answer, so that's quite nice. And it's not displayed like a feature snippet, it's actually under your organic link in the SERPs. Do you get that?
Yes.
Good. And sometimes these rich results are displayed as carousels, especially on mobile. So when the user Googles something and they will be presented with, for example, one recipe card, and then they can swipe through them to find the right one for them. Those are how rich results are displayed on mobile. So they're very prominent and they show the user a lot more snippets of data about the content they will find on the below landing page. So for a recipe, you will see how long it takes to cook and how many calories is in the food. And for the podcast, it shows you how long the episode is. So you can pick depending on how much time you have. And events gives you the data about when the event is taking place and gives you also a direct link to that event page. So it's showing you so much more data in the SERPs that can help the user choose the right result for them.
Cool.
Yes, they are cool. And going back to what you mentioned before about how they can be quite harmful, so keeping a user on the SERP, rich results are kind of cool because they, like I said, they help the user find the best one for them. But if they know what to expect on the below landing page, it's less likely that they're going to jump back and refine their search or click on another person's result. So it's helping you sort of direct the right kind of traffic to your website if you're providing that need to know data that helps them make a decision.
Also, I think many people who get the immediate answer in the search results page or SERPs, they will probably often still click to your page just to see if there's more information. So they might not be satisfied, even if they get the answer they were looking for. So they might still come.
Yeah. And then outside of those kind of snippets, rich snippets and featured snippets, there are also these people also ask boxes, like the questions where you click and it drops down and then there's an answer. They expand. So the more times you click on a question, they will add like an additional 3 or 4, and they keep adding more and more questions.
I never saw that. I mean, I know the questions, but I have never seen that more questions are being added.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's not rolled out in Germany yet. I'm not sure.
I'm not in Germany.
In whatever country you're in. And then there are these knowledge panels. So taken from the knowledge graph, this is when you see on the right-hand side of the search result. And knowledge panels take entity data from the Google Knowledge Graph, which is the collection of all the information they have that's classified out there using things like structured data, which I will go into later. That rhymed. Yes. Oh, a little rap. And these are those big prominent panels on the right-hand side of the SERPs that are usually displayed for branded searches, or if you're searching for a specific person, place, or thing. Do you know the ones?
Yes, I think even a company as well.
Yeah.
If you look for a company, then, for example, you get the information about the number of employees they have when it was founded. If you're searching for a band, then you see when were they founded, what were their albums, what's the discography.
Yes, and these are quite interactive. So yeah, you can also get links to the music providers and play their songs if you're searching for a band, or if you're looking for a movie, there are sometimes links to the cinema booking pages and things. So that's like this aggregation of all that data in the knowledge panel. And then there are these Google knowledge cards, which is basically like a small piece of data taken from the knowledge graph. So say if you search for how old is Nils Kattau, and then it will tell you directly.
Probably not. I'm not so famous. I think you have your own snippet now.
I have my own featured snippet.
Yeah, I don't, I think. Yeah, but continue.
We need to make you a Wikipedia page and then give you some structured data to put on your website. And then you'll go on, hopefully.
Can I just get a Wikipedia page?
Yes.
I think Malte is an editor, like someone who can accept or decline.
Really?
Articles. I think so.
Oh, I know that Malte has his own knowledge panel as well.
Guess why?
Yeah. He's the king of Wikipedia. And then there are the sort of monetized integrations like Google Flights, Google Hotels, Google Shopping, and so on. Okay, I think I covered most of them. I feel like I'm talking way too much.
No, it's fine. It's your episode. I'm just decoration.
Yes.
Ugly decoration, though, but it's fine.
What should I say to that? No, you are beautiful decoration.
So if you have ranked number one for your search query where you want to, or that you want to rank for, do you think it's important to have a search appearance that is more rich or richer, so more people come to your site, or doesn't it matter when you are on number one anyway?
Yes, it's still very important to provide a rich result if your competitors are, or if there are integrations like the feature snippets, because I think over the years, users have gotten a lot better at searching for things. So they're used to maybe scrolling around and looking for the right response for their query. So even if you're ranking number one, but if someone below you is providing a richer result that gives more data or a better description of what they're looking for, then you can stand to lose those clicks. Also, if you're ranking high or like on position one, but not receiving the clicks that you deserve to be for being on that prominent position, then it's quite a clear indicator to Google that they need to refine their algorithms and somehow they can drop you because it's like a clear sign that you don't deserve to be there. So if you're not enriching your snippet, or if maybe someone below you is winning a featured snippet, then you really need to address that. And it can impact your performance overall, even if you're ranking number one.
Okay, so yeah, of course, rich snippets have an impact on the click-through rate that you get with your results. But what would you recommend to do if you want to find out how you're doing in terms of click-through rate? Because, I mean, you can only compare to your own results, I would say.
So you have this data in Google Search Console under Search Performance, and you can see how many impressions a query or a landing page is generating, which means how many times a user actually sees your result. And also the click-through rate, so how many people are clicking it, divided by the impressions, or the other way around?
No, impressions divided by clicks.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And this will calculate the click-through rate, or the CTR. And then you have an idea when you compare it with your position, your average position. If your number one or high-ranking query is generating a good click-through rate. But of course, it's hard to determine a benchmark because, you don't have data on the other results or like on your competitors.
But is there any way where you can find out if your click-through rate is lacking potential?
Mm-hmm. So it's quite tricky to take click-through rate data usefully because, I mean, it's quite tricky to properly measure a KPI because let's say you have one URL that's ranking for thousands or hundreds of queries, and some of those rankings are very low because it's a completely irrelevant ranking or it's very only loosely matched. you're going to see a very average overall CTR or quite a low average CTR, whereas maybe it's performing quite well for your focus keywords. So that's why the URL CTR is quite hard to take as a metric of performance. Also, let's say you are seeing a high CTR for one URL, but that's only through branded keywords, where of course you're going to get a higher click-through rate because the searcher knows which company they're looking for. But then there might be problems, CTR problems, for the actual important non-branded keywords. So what I like to do personally is exclude all my branded searches from Google Search Console. And then I export it to Excel. I love Excel.
Really?
Yeah. Do you not?
No.
Why?
It looks boring.
I use Excel quite often. It's very useful.
I mean, I don't use it for my work, really. It's more for calculating things or having an overview of my income and outgoing costs. But I hate paperwork and all of this. So
in Excel, you can calculate the averages of the CTR based on the position. So then I get a better benchmark of my number 1 rankings, what their CTR is like, then the number 2 and the number 3 and number 4 and so on. And then that gives me a better idea of where my CTR performance should be based on a specific ranking. And then that way I can dig in deeper and really identify those problematic click-through rates.
Okay, understood.
Is this topic boring you? Oh, no. I'm so offended.
I just slept, not really. I just slept very short. But it's okay.
Yes. To the audience, that was Nils slapping his face
with hands.
So personally, I think that rich results and a better search appearance is not only beneficial for your incoming traffic or your CTR. I think it helps with other things too. So Nils, do you think having a better search appearance also can help with conversions?
I think so, yes. So because, as you said earlier, if someone sees like the featured snippet or the rich snippet with a lot of information, I think it increases the trust that people have in your brand, in your website. And so if I click the number 1 result on a search engine, do other search engines have featured snippets or something? Or is it just Google?
No, other search engines do have similar things, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if people click that, and I mean, they click it because it's very prominent and they think it's the right result for what they're searching for. So I think they come to your website with a very high amount of trust compared to when they would come to a website where it was just a normal snippet in the search engine. So I think this will have an impact on conversion rates, pretty sure.
Yes. And it's good because this confirms what I speak about when I talk about feature snippets, because they had a very nice uplift on my conversions too. Probably for the same reason you just said. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I speak about feature snippets quite a lot. I think people know that.
I mean, the people who know you might know that.
Yes.
But I've heard you're changing something.
That's a secret.
Okay, don't tell us.
I will just say, the last time I spoke about feature snippets was November, and that was my final talk about feature snippets. I'm done with it now.
No more?
I've retired.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, but you will not stop speaking?
No, I will still speak, but not just about feature snippets.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But you're talking about featured snippets now, so this is your last talk about featured snippets.
True. No, I will still mention featured snippets in the future. I just won't create specific talks about them.
All right.
Yes.
I just wanted to make this very epic and say, hey, this is the last time ever.
And then play the music.
You mean this?
No.
The last talk about featured snippets. Sorry.
No, the sad music.
But This is the end. Okay, say it.
Guys, this is the last time I will speak about feature snippets forever.
She's making a heart with her hands.
And then breaking it.
Oh, I didn't see that. It was behind your microphone. Okay, yes, wait, I'll take a picture of that so we can upload it somewhere. So, wait. Okay, ready, do it. Look sad. Look like you're crying. Be emo. Okay. Follow my Instagram. No, sorry.
You can stop the music now.
Oh, right, I forgot. I got so used to it.
No, but I will still continue to be, as Malte Landwehr, we're mentioning him again, as he titled me the Queen of Featured Snippets. I still want to keep that title. So that's not going away.
Okay.
Yeah. From your Crow or UX perspectives, do you have any tips on what makes a catchy description for a search result? Or how to use that text to get someone onto your website? Because it has to be like really clickable.
Yeah, I think meta descriptions are kind of important, but I think the title is much more important because people see that more often, or they see it first. So when you have your search engine results page and you have, I don't know, is it 10 results? No, sometimes it's more because of all the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a lot of results, and of course you want to be the one that stands out and that is getting the most attention. So for that, you have all of this rich result stuff that you mentioned. But then if people found your results, so they see, okay, there's this is the one that my eyes focus on right now, then of course you need important content where people think this is the thing that I'm looking for. So what you can do for that is, for example, the word order of your title. You should put the most important words in the beginning, not because of SEO optimization, SE optimization, but I mean, maybe that as well. I don't know if it's important to put your main keyword in the beginning of the title. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't care. But it's important to have your important words there so that people will see it when they skim the page. So they fly with their eyes over all of the results that they see. And so you want to have words with value in the beginning. And so, for example, if you had a title and you're selling shoes, you could say something like, we are selling shoes. So we are selling would be the first words that are not important. Or you could start with something like shoes. So the important word is in the beginning. I'm really bad at giving examples, by the way.
Me too.
But I always am. But I think you get my point.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and it's even more important on mobile because there the title is shorter. You don't have that much space compared to desktop. So yeah, put important words in the beginning. And then also when you have a description, so your meta description, it shouldn't just be like bullshit bingo, what many companies like to do. Like I think Zalando, the German online store for fashion and trends and blah, blah, blah. This is an old example, but when you were looking for pumps, like the shoes, not that I did that, but I've heard about it.
Right.
And you saw this result, then there was something, the meta description was something like, perms are the trend shoe this year. Everyone should have a pair at home, blah, blah, blah. So it's all just marketing bullshit bingo. But if you want people to click, you should use something that delivers value, that helps them deciding for your result. So you should have more detailed information. Like, for example, if I stick to this shoe example, you could say, how many brands do we have? How many pairs? How many, or what's the delivery time, and so on. So you can use all of this information. And also, I think rich snippets deliver a lot more information, especially in this case. So things like delivery time, I think you can even have that as a rich snippet.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think that will make people click more often. Also, some people say that it's important to have some kind of call to action in your meta description, or to end your sentences in your meta description with ... like 3 dots. so that people think, oh, the sentence is gone. I want to know what it is and I want to click it. But I think that's bullshit. I think that doesn't change a thing. So even if you say something like click here to find out or whatever you put in your meta description, I think that has no impact on click rates. But I haven't tested it. It's just my common sense.
Isn't that just Google like cutting it off though because it's too long?
Yes, but some people do it on purpose. So they say, if you want to ... so that people are like, I want to what? Tell me, I want to click it. And so, but I don't think this happens really. So,
No.
so some people do it, but I think this has no impact on your click-through rate.
It's like explaining to people how to use Google search. Like if
Kind
you
of,
click
yes.
on my result, you're going to get more information. What the fuck?
Yes.
Crazy. I once ran quite a strange test with meta descriptions.
Like what? I was talking inside my bottle. Like what?
Well, I'm usually running crazy tests, but I added music references depending on the city I was talking about. Let's say it was travel. So if it was Liverpool, I had like a Beatles reference in the meta description tied in with my product. And I did the same with Manchester, which was Oasis, and it had a really nice impact. I think they still exist.
Can you give me an example for this? Can you read one?
I'm just Googling myself now. And it's okay to talk about this stuff because people can actually see it. So the Liverpool one, it says, take a magical mystery tour through Liverpool in a top quality 6th car hire. And then it says, and then it just does like the standard stuff like expect great deals, excellent customer service, and ...
Which band is that? Beatles?
The Beatles.
I wouldn't get the reference. But I'm also not a fan, so I don't know the lyrics.
I think if you're British, you would definitely get it, which is my target audience.
Of course.
And even if you don't, it's still a nice description. And it had a good uplift, so I kept it. Test everything.
What do you Google to find that if people want to find?
6th Liverpool. Or what you can do is search for car hire Liverpool and then click on my result and make a booking. Thank you.
So while all of this sounds very tempting, I think many people will not know how to create those rich results, including me.
If you're targeting a rich result that's already supported by Google, that means it has the chance to actually be displayed in search. You can't just invent your own rich result. Then you should use something called structured data or schema markup. Another thing I love in SEO. There is actually a Google search feature library that we can maybe link to.
Yeah, we can.
Yes. And there you can see what types of rich results are available, and then they will provide you the documentation of how to add the schema markup to build them. But for those of you who are unsure about what schema is, it's basically a semantic vocabulary which helps us as SEOs or as website owners. It helps us provide additional context and classification to our data. So in other words, it makes our content and its meaning more understandable and readable by machines. So you can add schema using a syntax like microdata or RDFA or JSON LD. I think I say it like a German. Jason. My dad's called Jason. Hi, Dad.
Hi. I mean, this sounds very techy, and I think most of our listeners are not techies. So can you maybe explain in very simple words, as if I was a 5-year-old?
Okay. So you have your vocabulary that gives the meaning to the data, right? So that's the schema semantic vocabulary. And in order to add it to my website, I need a syntax that sort of provides the connection between the website content and that vocabulary. So that's when you use these different types of coding syntaxes. They're not languages, so I won't say that. And that's basically the wrapping of a sentence around those nouns. You know what I mean?
Not really, but you would, for example, can you give an example? If I had a concert, so if I had the date of my concert and the time, then you would write something in the code that says this is the date, this is the time, and you wrap it around those words.
Exactly. But you don't have to wrap it around those words. So let's say in the HTML, there is microdata, which says, okay, this is the date, and wrap it around that piece of data that is the address. But if you use JSON LD, my favorite form or syntax, that's just one script that you add to the head of the page or in the body that tells Google, okay, this data is the date, this data is the address, and you don't actually like fish it out. You don't need to find it in the HTML and wrap it up that way. If you can't code, don't worry. It's really easy to pick up. Even I picked it up, and I'm not really smart. And
that's correct.
Yes. And if you go to the schema.org website and find your specific item type that you want to mark up, so the content specific to you that you want to add structured data to, they provide you really easy template versions, so you can just copy and paste it and swap out the values for your own data. So if it says like name Steve, you just swap out the Steve part with your own name.
Yeah, we will link to schema.org
yes.
as well, although it's easy to find, but we'll put the link there in the description.
I wonder what the address is of schema.org.
You should Google
yes. it. And you should always check to see if your constructed schema markup is validated by Google by using structured data testing tool or the rich results testing tool.
Where do you find those?
On Google.
We'll link to that as
yes.
well. So many links. I hope the show notes length allows us to put that many links in there.
Yes, so it's very important to make sure that the constructed code that you created for your markup is not only technically working, but the values you're providing are accepted by Google. So the rich results testing tool will tell you if it's eligible for rich results. Nice hair.
Yeah, I just thought that. I look so fresh.
You look like the woman from There's Something About Mary, where she gets sperm.
Oh, with the sperm.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, whenever, the AirPods, like the cable-less, the no-cable headphones from Apple, whenever someone is wearing them in their ears, I always think of this scene where he has the sperm hanging from his ear.
Oh my God, yes.
Because it looks exactly the same.
You're so right. I will never be able to look at an AirPods wearer the same again.
Yes, you all have sperm in your ears.
Yes. Okay, one last point on structured data.
Yeah, it's your episode. Do whatever you want.
Penis. I always wanted to say penis live. Oh, why not live? Okay.
That was the best reaction to do whatever you want.
Yes.
If there was one thing in life that you could do, what would it be?
It was the first thing that came to my head.
That's what she said.
Yes. And you don't always have to manually create your structured data. So you can work with your developers if you have them, like me. I love my developers. Hi, if you're listening. Or you can work with WordPress plugins, which automatically apply your specific structured data across your website. But always make sure that the template you're using or the original version is completely perfect, because when you automatically roll out schema, there could be issues out there that you maybe didn't notice if you didn't do it manually. Also,
one last point.
In Google Search Console, in the old version, hopefully this is taken to the new version, they will tell you any errors that you have with your structured data. That's it.
Do you always need schema markup to create richer search results?
Actually, not always. If your content is structured well enough for Google to fully understand it, they can take it to create rich snippets also and structured meta descriptions where there's a sort of table below your snippet, which is super nice. So you don't always need structured data to generate these results, but it definitely does help. So Wikipedia has, I think, quite attractive results. They have these nice table snippets, and they're displayed quite often in knowledge panels, and they don't use schema markup. So there is no schema on their website because Google can easily understand and, let's say, determine the meaning of their data through other means. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't use structured data if you want to create rich results. You definitely should, because you're not Wikipedia, unfortunately, and you need to give that additional push on making sure that search engines and machines can fully interpret your context. Also, featured snippets, so the big prominent position zero results, they don't rely on structured data, but it can help your chances when combined with well-structured content, I think. I mean, I have tests and results that say it does help, but other opinions say it doesn't help.
Screw them.
Screw them. Haters gonna hate.
Okay, so thanks for sharing all of this information in your own episode.
You're welcome.
And thanks. To sum things up and to maybe give an outlook on the future, where do you think all of this is going?
So existential. Where is all of this going? Why am I here? Who am I?
And why?
And why?
Why am I?
Now you have to look like the Persian cat.
Yes. Okay, so people don't know that we're doing this right now, not saying anything about this.
We should
the nice movement.
We should film this. It's gold. So if we just look back at this year, which is 2018, there were so many different changes to search features and their appearances. So there were giant meta descriptions, and then there were smaller ones. There were new rich results. There were new featured snippet variations, like double featured snippets.
What's that?
They literally show one featured snippet and then another featured snippet below it.
But not the same?
No.
Okay.
Then there will probably be one day triple featured snippets, yeah. And there were different, there were featured snippets where you could modify the search. So it would be like how to build a house, and then in the UK, in the USA, out of wood, out of metal. And you can like click this bubble and it changes the featured snippet, even though you're still on the same SERP. So there have been many, many different variations to existing search features and also new features. Oh, there was this time where Google tested only showing one result in the SERP.
Did it?
Yeah.
Because that's what people are always saying, like, this will be how it will.
Yes. And it scared the shit out of a lot of SEOs, but it was for keywords that you would never have any chance ranking for anyway. Like, what is 19 plus 27? You know, for like calculator results, or what time is it?
Yeah, and for that it makes sense.
Yes.
To just have one answer.
And it makes no sense for an SEO to be targeting those kind of keywords. So I think in the future, there's going to be more like focusing on your own keyword types for specific search features, and realizing when you can't beat Google because of these one result SERPs. And I think definitely you should be using schema, even though you're feeding all this data to Google for them to use. Oh, I have a meme about this.
Yeah, show me.
I'm going to explain it.
Okay. Oh, we wanted to have audible memes anyway,
Yes.
where we don't show the pictures, but we say what's happening.
This is a good test.
I am now Steve Carell going to the front and putting my head on my hands and waiting for you to explain.
Yes. Okay, so Google, in quotations, We helped create schema.org to understand your data's context more and better place your results more relevantly in organic search. SEOs, in asterisks, uses schema. Google, in asterisks, puts marked up content into their own knowledge cards and SERP features. SEOs, and then a picture of the "Am I a joke to you" guy.
I think this only works with short memes.
No.
I mean, isn't that the one you created?
Yes, that's what I said. I made this meme.
Oh, sorry. I thought
about
you just
this
have
topic.
one.
Yeah.
I made a meme myself a few days ago.
Tell us.
No.
Why?
I can't. I will explain later when we stop the recording.
Okay, cool.
I'm very mysterious.
You are. So yes, Google is getting more aggressive with their search features. They're taking up more space and they're also taking more data from you. And that's what you risk when you mark up your content. You're making it more machine understandable for them to maybe grab it and drop it on their SERPs as things like these knowledge card results or these quick answers or featured snippets. But if you don't give them that data, you also risk not being included at all. So it's like they're really holding you at gunpoint, and maybe in some cases you won't have a choice. Either you don't mark up your data or make it more machine understandable and you keep it for yourselves, but you risk being excluded from those search features, or you mark it up, feed it to Google, and be prominent in their features also. Basically, we're all fucked. No, we're not. It's all good. I'm very positive. Everything's good.
Thanks, Izzi, for your very own episode on richer search appearances. And I think many people learned something today. I learned something.
I hope so. That's all I want.
And I hope to see some questions and some things to add on Twitter with the hashtag Izzi Nils Show, because I think many people might have a question and you might have a lot of time to answer these. No, you won't. But still, we will reply to all of your tweets if you tweet something to us. And yeah, if you enjoyed this episode and you don't want to miss a future episode, then please subscribe to us on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, or wherever you will find us in your favorite podcast app. And yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, and see you next week.
Join us next week to hear about how to build a high-end landing page. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh my God.
Tschüss.